How you doing? You know, this is Anthony Brogdon coming back at you with this
Hey, Anthony.
strong information. I give it to
I'm doing great. How are you?
You see, she's so excited. She ready to go. She ready to tell you the story. And again, you know, we highlight, you know, stories, Black history on this channel. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notifications button. Tell other people about Strong Inspirations. Because I'm trying to upload 2, 3, 4 videos a week. It's that much content out there, that many stories to be told. And I got one now that is amazing. You know some of the story because you know your Black history. I know you do. You already heard a little bit about what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I got a sister with me that grew up in Tulsa. Her dad owned a business in Tulsa. And she's going to tell you a little bit about it. In the later years, let's say, in the 40s and the 50s, just to give you a little bit of idea and a little bit about the makeup of the city. So I welcome, say your name.
Okay, my name is Ellouise Price-Roland. I went to Booker T. Washington High School, home of the Mighty Hornets, and have lived in Tulsa most of my life, except a couple of years. Part of the time I lived in DC, worked on Capitol Hill for the US Senate, and another part I was in Atlanta going to college in my later years. So, but just have grown up in Tulsa, seen a lot of changes, see areas for growth and more continued changes. And hopefully we can, now that we're on the cusp of all this greatness, maybe we can get some real positive change to continue to happen.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You are, I met you. Everybody, you know, I'm a filmmaker. I don't say much about my movie, but that's the DVD to it right there. It's called Business in the Black, The Rise of Black Business in America. So I met a guy in Houston at the Black Enterprise Entrepreneurial Conference. My man puts me in touch with her good friend, Mary Williams. I don't know how this happened. Mary heard about me. He put us in touch. They invited me to come out, and they treated me like unbelievably at a showing of my film that they hosted. Right. You know what library was that?
Rudisill.
And that library is in the Black neighborhood, right? That's in the—
Yes, it is. Yeah, North Regional Library, where you can go and learn about your heritage and your history.
And it's in the Black Wall Street Greenwood area.
Yes, it is.
There was a school across the street. What school is that?
Carver Middle School.
So that's not where, that's the middle school.
Yeah, that's the middle school. Carver Wildcats. And then they feed into Booker T High School.
The high school you went to?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
The home of the champion.
At Booker T High School. Now that school was on the corner of Greenwood, Archer, and Pine. What's that deal?
No, Greenwood and Archer. Greenwood is a mile long, and Pine is on the north side and Archer's on the south side. So where the school originally was closer to the Archer street.
Oh, and then it moved to where it is now or something?
Yeah, it is relocated in North Tulsa still.
Okay. So in the Booker T White High School where you went, that school wasn't in Greenwood area, right?
It was Booker T Washington, but it was in the Greenwood area originally. And then after everything took place, then they end up relocating Booker T over on the north side.
Now, did you go
just a little bit further, probably about less than 2 miles from the Greenwood area?
Okay, yeah. So which one did you go to? The new location, old location?
The new location.
Oh, the new location. Okay. But that's the high school for all the Black students, all the Black kids in Tulsa.
A lot of Blacks go there. In my day, it was mostly Black. When I was a junior, that was our first year of integration, and I believe we had 2 white students, a brother and a sister, that attended Booker T back in those years. Before then, it was a segregated school with Black, but now because of magnet schools, you know, things have changed, and so kids apply to go to Carver, they get accepted, they go to the Montessori Elementary School, they go to Carver as the middle school, and then come into Booker T as the high school.
Okay.
So it's a mixture. Yeah, it's a mixture.
What You were telling me earlier that your dad owned a business. What's that?
Yeah. My dad was an entrepreneur and a hustler, as we would call him today. He owned a grocery store and a mechanic shop. He actually was one of the first graduates of Langston University way back before it was HBCU. It was an auto and mechanics school. And he came
Really?
out in one of the first graduating classes as an auto mechanic. And then he went on to own a service station.
Really? So service station, he did repair, gas, all that kind of thing.
Right, yeah. Back then when you had curbside, you just pull up and they run out there and fill you up, you know.
Oh,
You
so
didn't have to get
he
out.
pumped the, is
Yeah,
gas
back in
cheaper
those
in
days.
Tulsa than any place else?
Back cheaper?
Yeah.
Yes, it's pretty cheap.
Do you know this story about Black people owning oil in Tulsa?
I've heard that Black people own oil. You know, they called it black gold when I was growing up. They used to refer to oil as black gold. And that there were some Black folks that owned the leases to the black gold. You know, and a lot of here, we have a lot of different Native American territory and things. And so the leases on the land still belong to the tribes.
Yeah, because
And, you know, we're a mixture of that.
Yeah, when you all took me out to that guy's farm,
Right, right.
Black guy, he's got a farm and he got a
Yeah,
well in the back that's still pumping oil today.
still pumping. Yeah,
And he don't get none of the money because he don't own the oil leases.
yeah. That's the way it is. You own the land, but you don't own what's down up under the earth.
Is that a racist type thing, or that's just, what do you think of that?
I don't think it's necessarily racist because so much has happened in America when it comes to what has happened to people of color. And unfortunately, our European brothers don't know what their own culture is and have done many things to steal or delay other people from connecting with their culture. So
Okay.
the land belonged to the Native Americans. You know, people say, but yeah, I do wish it was a way, because we've had a lot of things as people taken from us over the time, but I'm thankful now that we're getting wiser and learning how to hold on to what is rightfully ours, and then just to put a demand
Yeah.
on what we're entitled to. We should be able to leave our kids legacy too for their life, give them a hand up and a silver spoon to go in their mouth when they're born.
Oh, for sure. So now, let's go back to this. There, your dad. So he had a grocery store.
Yeah, little neighborhood grocery
Working
store, helping the people
that?
out. Yeah, that was before they had commodities, you know. When I was born, they had commodities after the war and everything. But during that time, Dad he had a little grocery store. We grew gardens in the neighborhoods and things like that. And so then they would get the produce and things and bring it in, and just trying to help the community out. He's always been a person that had a big heart for community and helping people out. And so they ran a grocery store.
So he would get the commodities from the
there.
people and sell it, and then get a little split on it or whatever.
Get the produce. No, commodities came after his time. Commodities was when I was young, but during his time, they would go out and get the produce from the gardens and bring them in and, you know, sell them. Everybody help out and get their little cut, and just trying to be a blessing to people.
But he wasn't a farmer though.
He was not a farmer. He was an entrepreneur.
Are there farmers in Tulsa?
Oh yeah. Yeah, still to this day. I'm looking at getting into farming myself.
Oh, is that right? What about, so let's go back to the subject at hand though. What about, so did you grow up in Greenwood district? Are there other districts that Blacks lived in that wasn't Greenwood, or all the Blacks was in Greenwood?
No, all of the Blacks were not in Greenwood. All of the Blacks were in North Tulsa. So anything north of Archer, going on, stretching on out to Turley or Sky to, you know, was the areas where Black folks live. And eventually they just kept going further and further north, especially after the 1921 massacre. Right. But we lived, growing up, we probably lived about 5 miles from the Greenwood district.
Okay. So Blacks still lived in the Greenwood district though?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they did.
And there was that. Do you told me you remember some stores in the district, and
Oh
that
yeah,
you went down
yeah.
there, but
Growing
you
up,
didn't go down there every day because that's not where you
no,
do everything.
5 miles away. You know, we didn't have car growing up for years, and so we. But my mom did take us down and go to the movie theater down there, and they had a restaurants and pool halls and pharmacies and churches and all kind of little businesses, shoe shine businesses. And, you know, after I got in my 20s, I was dating this guy and he took me down on Greenwood, a place called Span's Pool Hall, and taught me how to play pool.
Okay.
I liked it so much. When we got married, I ended up buying a pool table, put in my house.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mhm.
But Greenwood is the main street through Black Wall Street. Is that correct?
That was Black Wall Street, Greenwood.
Greenwood was it. So
Yeah, Greenwood was
talk
Black Wall
about
Street.
was all along Greenwood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, businesses for a mile long, hundreds of businesses.
Yeah.
You know, everybody found a way to get their little piece of the pie.
Do you have a sense of pride living from Tulsa? Are you a different kind of Black person because you grew up in Tulsa and you know this history, this rich history? Does that do something for you as a person and the people in Tulsa?
I do have a sense of pride instilled in me as a young Black woman coming up in this city. Look at the different things that our ancestors were able to accomplish in spite of coming out of slavery. My mom passed away in 2009. She was 88 years old. But I remember so clearly the night President Obama was elected to office. She just praised God and wept. And, you know, of course, we're joining with her because that's our mom. But she said, I never thought I'd live to see the day where I grew up picking cotton and would live to see the day that a Black man would occupy the White House. It gave me a good sense of stability and knowing who I am and understanding that, you know, she used to say, get the books now, get the boys later. The books you have for a short while, boys gonna be around for a lifetime. Get your education. So my sister and I are looking at, in her honor, developing a literacy foundation because she really pushed getting and obtaining knowledge so that you can use that knowledge to lift yourself up out of situations.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much for being on Strong Inspirations.
You're welcome.
You gave me something to feed on. Hey everybody, and when you talk about education, boom, there it is.
Yeah.
That book.
Yes, sir.
There's over 200 Black history facts on my website, businessintheblack.net. On my, it's on Amazon. The movie is on Amazon. Again, like I tell you, I keep coming at you with this powerful, powerful content. That's what we do. Thank you. Thank you very much for taking time out to share what you can about your experiences growing up in Tulsa. You enlightened me. I'm sure you enlightened our viewers. I wish you to stay strong, to stay safe, stay healthy, stay on your grind. Good luck on your business venture and all that's going on in your life. And I thank you very much again for being here with us, and we'll talk again. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.